أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه أجمعين آمين. Now, are you judgmental? How to avoid suspicion? And who's not judgmental? I am not. Yeah. It's very difficult. Is it difficult to avoid suspicion? Almost impossible. All right. So, Qur'an says something. We discussed this verse, the beginning of this verse last week. We can read it if you like again. Somebody can read it. Is it Arabic?
Yeah.
Or, okay. Just to introduce the subject. Yeah.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن إن بعض الظن إثم ولا تجسسوا ولا يغتب بعضكم بعضا أيحب أحدكم أن يأكل لحم أخيه ميتا فكرهتموه واتقوا الله إن الله تواب رحيم.
Thank you. So, and English translation, let's refresh our mind. There's a fight going on, so let's settle down this dispute and then would you like to? Comfortable? Yeah.
O you who believe, avoid much suspicions. Indeed, some suspicions are sins. And spy not, neither backbite one another. Would any of you like to eat the flesh of his dead brother? You would hate it. And be conscious of God, for God is an acceptor of repentance and merciful.
First, we paid attention to the beginning of the verse, that the verse is speaking to believers. It means not a certain group of people. From time to time, we emphasize on the importance of how to read the Qur'an. I am confident to say this, but it is not easy to digest. We should never read the Qur'an, although explicitly finger pointing to a person or group. The Qur'an doesn't mean that. Forget about the group, the people, believers. There are certain group of people. No. Because Qur'an speaks with a certain language. You can call it practical language, you can call it phenomenological language as we experience it. And the Quran speaks always as we experience the word. But in reality, the Quran doesn't mean that. For example, Quran never means a group of people who call themselves believers. It means the following subject will be understood or analyzed from belief perspective. Be ready. Be ready for it. So when the Quran says non-believers, it doesn't mean that a group of people there, or Christians, Jews, usually the names are, or hypocrites. Who are they? No, attitude. God never pinpoint, say that go and kill this man, or I don't know, appreciate this man, this person. No. Although the language says a man, a rajul, or a man, or a woman, or certain tribes, those people who attacked you, as if the Quran is speaking certain people or people attacking believers or other vice versa. No. The attitude. A person is attacking you. A person disagrees with you and doesn't like your idea. Attacking means this. Doesn't like your idea. Contradicts your world view. This may be a person, this may be people, doesn't matter. Any attitude. So here also we understand that all you who believe, it means he's not talking about anybody. He's not talking about anybody. We understood that. And also avoid much suspicion. We talked about how is it possible practically to avoid suspicion? Yeah, unless we have a definite evidence related to a subject, to a person. If we don't have any definite evidence related to a person, we cannot attribute this quality to a person at all, and we cannot accuse him or her. We cannot. Unless we have an evidence, then we have to take it to the court. Again, you cannot judge. Judges by profession, they judge. And when they judge, they have no personal interest in the matter at all. According to the evidence, this person seems to be committed this kind of crime or misbehavior, whatever, and according to the law, he must be punished or not punished, whatever. And if you ask him personal idea, that's his judge. He will say, I don't know. I judge according to the evidence. So if we are not judges, we cannot make a judgment. We have to understand that. So in our personal life also, we cannot make a judgment about the person. About any person. If we have evidence, then take the evidence to the court. In our example last week, definitely one of the two people was a thief. But since we don't know who is, there is no evidence that who is the thief. That was an hypothetical example. But very practically, we can experience it in our life. According to the evidence that we see, now in our practical life, one of them is definitely a thief, but the other one is definitely innocent. What shall we do? Now, if I say I have no evidence for each side, but definitely one of them is innocent, the other one is a thief or liar. In this example, we saw that, or we really wanted to understand the case that if I attribute being a liar or being a thief to both of them, I am taking this suspicious side. But equally valid that I can attribute or being innocent to both of them, because I don't know whether person A is a thief or not. Person B is a thief or not. Since I don't have any evidence, I am expected to treat them, both of them, as innocent. That's how we avoid suspicion. I have to treat both of them as innocent. But usually, we may not do it in practical life. We say, this is not it. One of them is definitely a thief, so we suspect. We suspect that it may be this one, person A, it may be this one, person B, and we behave towards two of them at the same time as thieves, and accusing the innocent one for nothing. And it is not the way the human beings we have to do. The Qur'an's advice is have positive thought, not negative. Since you don't have any evidence, how can you treat me as a potential thief? You don't have any evidence. We talked about how the society becomes really forensic. Everybody is suspicious, and no one trusts anybody else. Everything is hazardous, possible out of 1 billion. Still possible, yeah. Everything is possible. I can die right now out of 1 billion possibility right now. Who can say that since you have no sign of illness, you don't die? Have you not heard anybody was healthy night in the morning that no sign of death, no sign of illness? It is possible. So can I treat myself that I'm going to die now? It's possible. No. The Quran says, trust the Creator. In the essence of creation, goodness lies. Do you understand? In the essence of creation, mercy lies. Just because of the fact that existence is mercy. Because of the fact that existence is mercy. There was nothing, and something has been given existence. Respected, because existence giver knows what he is doing. He created it for a purpose. So respect the Creator by respecting and having a positive attitude to the creatures. If you believe that this person or this thing has been created. If you don't believe that it is created, whatever you do doesn't matter. Because transient, accidental, meaningless, happened to be like this, and it will go and disappear. One day will come and everything will disappear. Step by step, either in 10 years' time or in 100 years' time or 1 billion years' time, the thing will change. Why bother? At the end, everything will change. But if you believe that it is created, so it has a creator. If you are sure that it has a creator, now respect the Creator because he has given existence to something, whatever it is. You may not like it. Some people don't like spiders. Some people don't like rats. I don't know. Some people don't like dirty things. Okay, but because it is given existence. Because it is given existence, respect it. At least in existence there is mercy, there is purpose. You can experience it whether you don't like rat. Oh, do you like rat? Mm-hmm. No, no one likes it. You do? No.
I saw a video where somewhere in maybe Angola or something. They're training rats to sniff for landmines.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're really big, and they're training them so they can go around on little leashes and they can smell where there's a landmine. So if a human steps on it, it would blow up. If a rat goes on it, it can smell it, identify it, and then it doesn't blow up. Actually, no, it doesn't. So they have a purpose in that.
yeah, but to find out the purpose. But since they are, whether we discovered the wisdom in their existence or not, regardless, we know that if something has been given existence, it has been given existence for a purpose. There is nothing in the universe which goes against the whole harmony of the order of the universe. So there's a purpose. They are complementing each other. We have to respect it so that we will be respecting its creator. If someone says, I love God, but I hate rats, you see that the contradiction? You love God, but what God created is ugly. And that God is a loving God for me, not for the rat. No. It is not just. So we can teach ourselves that from the belief perspective, we have to respect and always take the positive attitude, or have a good intention, not being judgmental. Being judgmental doesn't mean that we shouldn't judge at all, not in this way. Judgmental in this language means accusing the people with something and criticizing them. Yeah, it is the definition, the dictionary definition of the word. So, as indeed some suspicions are sins. Why? Accusing the Creator that we have done something wrong. There's no mercy in its existence. Although my tongue may say God is a loving God or a merciful God, but He created those people who are unbelievers. I hate them. The people? No, you can hate the unbelief idea because it doesn't make sense. It is contrary to the truth that I am observing in the creation, but not the people. They are created by the one who created you. If you respect your existence, respect the existence of others as well, and other person. We have to learn this. It is very critical. And unfortunately, we are not making this distinction. When you don't make the distinction, we confuse. For example, wrong idea is different from, a wrong idea is different from the person's existence. So if you really think that a person representing the wrong idea is good for you, not for him, though, because you can see how bad the wrong idea makes a person behave in a bit bad behavior. You can kindly. So, and spy not. Okay.
Just wanted to clarify one point. We said the wrong idea is different from the person who's presenting it.
Yeah.
Okay, because the person is innocent, has no idea, or me as a receiver, I see the message from the creator, but it's presenting through this person. Are we along the same line?
I'm distracted with this friends there. Yeah, so inshallah they will understand us. So say it again.
Okay, so you said the wrong idea is different from, like, I receive a wrong idea is different from
The person's existence of the person.
The person who's presenting it, because I'm not concerned with the person, I'm concerned with the message.
Yeah.
And with that being said, the person supplying the message,
Yeah. of the dead, very harmful, very bad man. Let's say unbeliever, hypocrite, whatever you call it. Okay? And the people next to him, they were like us. You know, they didn't understand. The Prophet is a very strange man anyway. He wasn't really understood properly by even the people next to him. Not always. We have to be very careful. We had a hard time to convey the message to people. And we have to understand it. That's why he was using all allegorical, metaphorical language to explain the things at the level of the people so that they will understand them according to their capacity. That's why when you read the hadith, you have to be very careful. So people said, oh, the prophet of God, the messenger of God, he was an unbeliever. Let's make it, let's not specify it, hypocrite, whatever, he was unbeliever. I'm not respecting, he didn't say that. In the hadith narration, it's not that. I am respecting the dead man, his dead body. Because the body is not the unbeliever existing. Do you understand the delicacy? It means before I wasn't respecting his ideas. Now he is dead, ideas is gone. What is left? Pure creation. Respect the creation. Look at the delicacy. Look at the fine point. I keep saying that when you read the hadith, in hadith narrations, the sayings of the Prophet's narrations, it is very difficult. You've got to be very, very well educated. Very well educated. We have to know the fundamentals of the teachings. Otherwise, you cannot just read a story narrated from the Prophet and understand as he stated. So we have to respect the dead body, but we can hate the man who, let's say, unbeliever. No. It's not easy. So it needs careful attention. Okay. Would you?
I can't articulate my question.
Okay.
I have a question. I can't like
think about
work
it.
on it.
You know, think about it when you are clear, because there is a very fine point here. When we read the scripture, when you read anything related to the messengers of God, etc., we've got to be careful. It doesn't mean that we cannot understand, but we shouldn't jump into conclusion immediately. Delicate language is used, description is used. So we have to think, especially of the subject from the purpose, the mission of the speaker. Always. Well, we have to bear in mind this. Somebody else? Yeah.
So I understand what you said, that, you know, the Prophet honored his body because the body is a creation. But even that unbeliever, while he was alive, was still a creation,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So even when he's alive or people are alive, you should still honor them as people,
creation.
as a creation,
But not
the idea.
the idea. Yeah. Because if you don't agree, very clear example, if I'm saying something wrong. So you have to respect me, but because it is wrong for you. Whether you are right or wrong, that is out of question right now. According to you, what I am saying doesn't make sense. Right? You say, I don't agree because it doesn't make sense. How can you say, yes, I agree, but it doesn't make sense? Yeah, it's impossible. So it means he is distinguishing the creation from the men's or the human being's mistakes. Right? That's why when the man is dead, his mistakes are not there anymore. What is left? because his free choice is not there, his free will is not there, his ideas are not there in the body. He is not claiming anything, for example, denying God, for example. Very straight example, very obvious example. So it's a body, created body. Respect. If we are expected to respect the created body, it means we have to respect the created stone. Yep, created. Because in the nature, in the essence of creation lies mercy. Creation is mercy, coming from the one who preferred it to exist rather than not to exist. So that is God's preference. Respect the Creator's preference, so that you will be eligible to say, God is a loving God, I love God, or God is merciful. You know, the Christian community keeps saying that God is love, and the Muslim community keeps saying that God is merciful. So we shouldn't be telling lies to ourselves. If it is merciful, if it is created by the merciful one, respect it. Well, keep away from the mistakes, keep away from the harm, but respect the creation, act of creation.
So is it the free will that you're rejecting, the free will of that person?
Oh, his choice. And whatever he does. For example, would you respect me while I am stealing? Because the act of stealing, act of theft, needs to be rejected. But you have to respect my existence. Do we get it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it also, I assume, but is it also context related? For example, if you steal, I'll still respect, you as a creation, but I won't respect or I won't like the act of stealing, or the behavior of stealing, right? So separate the actor from the act, or the creation from what their free will choice has been. But if I look at, and you're an adult, I guess, usually. So if a person is a 5-year-old child and doesn't really know, in the same way that a person could be an adult and not really know and still do something that's, questionable or something that I wouldn't like or that the creator wouldn't like, how do you manage or sort of navigate that idea that a person might or might not know what they're doing is right or wrong? Like free will is
none of my business. I have to make the distinction between the right idea, wrong idea, wrong action, and the existence of the agent.
And so context does play a part in it in my decision making.
That's their business. Okay. Well, I'm not the judge. We are not the judge. If we were the judge, we would make a judgment, pass a judgment according to the evidence. And if one says, are you really absolutely sure? And asks the judge. That's very important. Whoever studies the law, they should know that. Judge says, it's not my personal idea. From the evidence, I got this conclusion, and this conclusion, according to the prevalent law, must be punished or whatever, rewarded in this way. That's what law says, nothing to do with me. My personal feelings, etc., I don't know. I cannot be sure. Who can be sure? No one can be sure. That's why the Qur'an makes just the general statement, avoid spying. So it is possible to be suspicious about the people because it's none of our concern. I have to learn how to respect the creation. Anything. For example, if you saw an insect harming you or whatever, annoying you, whatever, don't curse on insect, but say, I don't want you here in my house. Go to the garden. Yeah, go to the garden, and that's your home. This is my home. Let's be fair. But don't get hungry, because especially the Quran is using some examples of the insects, the flies, yeah, and the bees, and respects them. Ants, you know, the names of some chapters are ant and bees. What else? Names, Nemu,
The cow.
cow. Yeah. So it means existence of them is separate from your right, his right, you agree, you don't agree, harmful, non-harmful is different according to you, and you will be acting according to yourself. Now turn now, sir.
I think you answered.
Okay. So, but you are very new, you don't know what we are doing. This is the second section of the subject. We have the background from last week. That's why I passed your question. Usually those people who don't know what method we are using find it difficult to adapt. So take your time first, see, and then I will respect your question.
Actually, I do have a question, but I was maybe if there's other verses, maybe I can wait until I see what other verses are on this.
I don't know. I have no guarantee.
Okay, so maybe I should just ask. So I understand the whole notion of not spying and not being suspicious, and you should avoid that. But isn't there also partially a responsibility on, like, if I'm walking around and I'm acting suspicious, it's sort of hard to blame people to be suspicious of me, right? So it sort of goes, two ways. There was this hadith in where the Prophet once was talking to one of his wives, and the Sahaba, the companions, were passing by, and he called them over, and he asked them, "Do you know who I'm talking to?" And he said, and the Sahaba said, "Well, we're not going to, we're not suspicious of you." And he said, "Well, this is my wife, Sophia, and I'm not doing this so that you guys are suspicious of me or whatnot, but that you should do the same, so that if so people don't suspect you. You're talking to some woman, it's not clear who you're talking." So that's a clear example of where the Prophet went out of his way to avoid suspicion. So it sort of seems to me.
Look, we are talking from my perspective. If I am speaking or going into a room with my wife, and if he didn't know, that's my responsibility now. But your responsibility is not to be suspicious. My responsibility is to erase or avoid the reason that the people may feel to help you. But we are talking about my personal responsibility. I should not be suspicious. I should not look at the negative aspect of the event, anything. Always look at the positive aspect. And also, this is backbiting. Following is something to do with backbiting again. Neither backbite one another. What does it mean, backbiting? Talking about the people on their behalf and narrating something of the people.
And it's negative. Backbiting is obviously a negative connotation. You could be talking behind someone's back very positively. So,
but appreciation is not backbiting.
Negative, right?
But it has a negative connotation. That's obvious. So don't backbite. We said that last week. We said we should not backbite, and be careful. Backbiting is not related to human beings only. Everything. Don't backbite about the creatures. Anything. And as a conclusion, as the result, we said last week that secular science, materialist science, backbites about creation. And some people say, wow, they are investigating what's going on in order to use and utilize and some sort of way of using them in order to help the humanity, etc. But as far as their right is concerned, they are not respecting the rights of the beings. They are accusing them. They are, again, I'm not talking about people. Yeah, secular science, the attitude, the program, the methodology of secular science is just backbiting about the beings, saying that it is acting like this accidentally by themselves, naturally, but they are not acting naturally. They are not acting accidentally. They are given existence by the creator of the universe. They exist because their creator preferred them to exist. If I say it is doing this, it is just talking nonsense. It itself does this. It is talking nonsense. And these creatures are employed to bring the message from their creator, to introduce their creator to the conscious beings, human beings. So if you have a mission, for example, let's say, simple example, you are a policeman. You came here, there is a suspicious something, that's his job, policeman, you may have to investigate. So he comes here and does his job properly, whatever is expected to do. So if I say, this man came, looked at everybody's bags, blah, blah, you say, do you think I'm stupid? I'm doing my duty. That's my duty. So the things, the objects in the world are doing their duty. Right? We have 3-4 minutes, inshallah. They are doing, let's finish the backbiting, are doing their duty, conveying the qualities of their creator to conscious beings so that they will appreciate the creator. But rather than saying that they are doing conscious, they are performing conscious duty in order to convey the message to conscious beings, if I tell them that they go this way, they act as if they are randomly acting. No, they don't say as if they are randomly acting. They say they are randomly acting. It is a random happenings. It means meaningless beings. If I tell you, don't you see that idling is prohibited in this area? So idling means purposeless, meaningless actions. In the creation, nothing does any kind of purposeless, meaningless activity. They are given existence to perform certain duties. We have to admit and accept them. If we don't accept them, what we do? We backbite about them. You know, this silly guy, what does he do? He goes there and comes back and he does this nonsense things. He is always doing this tricky things, backbiting. So we should not backbite anything. First. The second, we have to acknowledge the right of existence of everything. But if we have time, maybe after prayer, we can go into how about backbiting myself? Can you backbite about yourself? Yeah, I'm a bad man. I cannot do this, as if my creator has not enabled me. My creator didn't do a good job. I'm just gossiping about God by saying that I am not a good person in this way or another way. It's not simple. And also another aspect of it, you may backbite some of your attributes, but not the others. So be careful. That's why we got to have positive attitude towards anything which exists. We have to learn this. These are new subjects to me anyway, maybe not to you, but having a positive attitude because of the fact that they are given existence by the one who created the universe. This is called in the secular psychology positive energy. What is positive energy? Negative energy. There is no negative energy. There is only negative attitude by yourself. In creation, there is no negative energy. Even the negative energy is there to keep the balance, to establish the balance. Yeah, to keep it. So make the order perfectly working. It is not bad. But we say, no, when this guy comes in, there's a negative energy. It means you don't have a good intention about him. He keeps backbiting about the events, talks, well, you know what happened in Afghanistan yesterday. So, you know, the earthquake erupted or something happened. Look, or gossiping. Media is nothing but gossiping. Huh? We have to wake up. Gossiping. And the Quran says don't gossip. Don't backbite about the events. Learn from the mistakes and disagree with the mistakes. Educate yourself not to repeat the mistakes in your own life. That's it. Don't backbite. Don't interpret it according to your worldview or not worldview, political view. That is bias. And we will come there. And how to eat the flesh of your brother. What does it mean? Dead brother. We will study after the prayer, inshallah. Thank you. Jazakallah.
Simple place, right? Yeah, it was exactly true.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. When we have a bad thought of somebody and criticize him, talk about a person or anything behind. And so what happens? The person is not here, person left, and we are talking about the person. The practical example, gossiping, yeah? The backbiting. Do we really know whatever he did or he said exactly? You may not agree with the word, but we are talking, backbiting about the person. This person is good, this person is bad, and he is, he has something wrong with his character, etc. About a person. That's backbiting. You can say, I don't agree with this idea. Yeah. But about the person, deciding about the person is different. So backbiting is by definition talking about the person or talking about something. So can it defend itself? Can the person defend himself? Do you know exactly what's going on in his mind or in his intention? I don't. Exactly why he is doing whatever he is doing, I have no idea. But you may not agree with the attitude, but attributing this attitude to the person and deciding about the person and backbiting about it. So as far as we are concerned, while we are making a judgment about somebody else or something else, they are not present there. It means they are dead for you. They are dead for you. Now, at the moment, not in reality, they are dead in life, but they cannot defend. They don't know. Even they defend, they may not be able to express themselves. You know, gossiping, it means backbiting about people, narrating bad things about people. They cannot defend themselves. They are not there. So as far as I am concerned, they are dead at that moment. So what I am doing now, either partially or totally, I am making a negative judgment about this person and obliterating this man in my world. It doesn't exist as a good person, as somebody or something that I benefit from, I communicate from, etc. At that moment, I am eating that man. If I am criticizing one character, I am eating one side of it and dead. But this is more understandable that as far as the human relationship is concerned, but it is more difficult to understand as far as the unconscious beings are concerned. For example, you talk about a dog. Can the dog defend himself? No.
With words or with feet or with?
No. Talking about that.
Yeah.
This dog is like this, like the backbiting
Right.
about the dog. You don't know. But passing judgment, a negative judgment about the dog, it can't. We talk about the weather, the plants. Can they defend themselves? Can they defend themselves? Look, Why are you saying this to for me? My purpose is this. My intention is that they can't defend themselves.
I don't know. It sounds.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's reading too much into it. Because, like what? The weather is bad. I can say that.
No,
The
weather is not bad.
It is.
You cannot say that.
The weather was bad today.
No. No, and that is your judgment about the weather. That's an insult. Insulting the creation. We have to learn.
It's a bad creation. I mean that it just wasn't a nice sunny day. That's what I meant.
That is your expectation. The existence of the weather is perfect. We have to understand this. The Creator has created this world, this weather, for a purpose to fulfill. You may not like it. Say about yourself, I am selfish. Yeah, I am selfish. Don't pass judgment, negative judgment about the creation. But you can say, of course, my Creator has created me perfectly, but I am not using it in the right way. That is my mistake. I am being selfish, passing judgment according to my own ambitions, expectations. If it is cold, wear something, get any protection. If it is wet, well, either don't go out if you don't want to get wet. But why do you pass judgment about the wet weather? Who said that rain is bad? Who said that the creation of rain is really stupid? We have to wake up. We have to watch out about our attitude towards the creation. We have to learn. This is not only the environmentalists protect the air or earth, or this is very narrow-mindedness. Not because the ecological disaster will happen 100 or 200 years later, I have to respect the balance of the creation. This is very simple. It's a good thing, of course, but it is very simplistic way of understanding the creation. If someone is materialistic, it is selfish to protect the earth. But if someone is a believer that it is created for a purpose, it respects the creation just because he is aware that they have a purpose in their existence. Their Creator has given them preferred their existence for a purpose. That's why I have to see the purpose in the existence of the thing and appreciate its Creator and say that whatever he has created is nothing but mercy. If I keep criticizing, this stone is hard, this stone is soft, and gossiping about them, passing negative judgments about them, it means I have nothing to do with their Creator. I am just passing judgments according to my own egoistic attitude. We have to understand this. So, defenseless, let's say something. Let's say this is a desert, for example. Desert is innocent, defenseless. It has no sin, if you like, to be a desert, not a fertile land. It is created in this way. When you criticize the desert saying that this is not fertile, it's not good, it means you are accusing its creator, saying that this creator did something stupid. So we have to be very careful.
By extension, if I went to that desert and I tried to irrigate it to grow crops,
yes,
is that like a slap in the face?
Why?
Also?
No.
Why? I mean, you can
No,
also argue that, well, God created it that way. Well,
we are talking about...
Who am I to try to make it farmland?
No. But you are given a certain sense that if you can do it, irrigate the land and produce something, make it fertile, that is your desire to make it. It doesn't mean that you should criticize the previous situation of the land after you turned into a fertile land. No, we are talking about gossiping. We are talking about backbiting. We are talking about passing judgment about the creation in a negative way. Never criticize it. It's created in this way. What is my job now? It is cold outside. What's my responsibility? Don't say it's bad. It's terrible weather. Don't say. Or we usually that. These creatures, these insects are so horrible. No, don't say. Don't say they are not horrible. They are perfect in their creation. In their creation. But if you don't like it, the creator says, okay, you can chase them away. You can, for example, prevent yourself from the biting of a snake, for example. Yeah, you have the right. But don't say that snake is bad. Oh, it is different. Don't backbite. Defenseless. The universe is, with the language of, I expand the meaning of orphan to everything. Everything is an orphan. Everything. Defenseless. So the first thing that the Quran introduced, what? Right of the existence of the things, right of the orphans, respecting the orphans, taking notice of the needy ones, poor ones, the slaves deprived of their life, their freedom. That comes before everything. It seems to be no. Quran came to prevent shirk. If someone cannot develop how to respect the creation, he is bound to commit shirk. No way to escape from it, because we are giving an independence existence to the things themselves and passing a judgment about them. It is bad, it is something. It means we are separating the things from their creator. That is what polytheism, or that is whatever they call shirk, assigning partner next to God. It means there is God who created the universe, but this thing is bad. It means its creator is bad. It's not that God. Who is that? Who gave existence to, let's say, an insect to exist, to exist in this world? Who? God. Who's God? It's very good. Who's God? The creator of the whole universe. You just said that I respect God, the creator. You just said that because the Quran, this verse is about believers, yeah? Addressing the believers. It means belief perspective must be put into the context. So from the belief perspective, I know that this universe has been created. I have no right to backbite. I have no right to spy. I have no right to have suspicion towards anything. That is real environmentalism. That's real being an ecologist. You have to, now, we love animals. You know, there's some civilizations respect animals. If there is an animal left over here, abandoned, people take it. There are institutions. Take it, put them in somewhere to, they say, shelter, and try to find the foster owner, yeah, to take care of. If a person is there, homeless, no. Yeah, why? certain things are limiting our mind. We have to learn. We have to learn how to respect the creation if we say that they are given existence by the one who created the universe, so that we will be honest in our conclusion that we believe in God. Otherwise, we would be contradicting. This is the first thing we have to establish so that we shouldn't commit shirk. It means a sign another, as if there is another creator and they belong to the bad God. As if. No one clearly said that, but attitude results in that. So this is the foundations of assigning partner to the creator, not respecting his creation. Because we don't know God, we cannot speak about God, but what we know, definitely the universe has a creator, and we are sure of it. So everything is created. Is there anything in the world? Yeah. Is there anything in the world which is not the creation of the one who created the universe? It's obvious. So we have to learn. It's not easy. But saying that I believe in God, one God, etc., is, to me, doesn't have a real base. How do you treat the creation? How do you pass judgment about the creation so it builds up your belief in God? Otherwise, you cannot believe in God in an abstract sense. It is not God. It is not God in an abstract sense. You cannot say, abstract God, I believe in God. Who is he? I don't know, but he exists. No, we define it. Scripture defines it. We define it. God is the one who is the creator of this universe I'm seeing, I am experiencing. So I know God through his acts. Otherwise, there is no way to know God. That's another subject, but this is the foundation of belief. And the Quran established this first, and then said, don't assign partners to God. Don't commit shirk. And then said, if you study the first verses, you will understand. The first revealed verses. Yeah.
So, Dr. Ali, this is a theme that you've been talking about for years, right? And I think those of us that everything that is in the universe is a creation from God. And I think a lot of us who come to the class regularly appreciate this. But one place I struggle personally is when I'm outside of these four walls and it's not Wednesday at 7 and I'm somewhere else, right? And something happens or some conversation is happening, and I try to relay what I'm learning in this class around everything, being a creation of God and helping us understand God better and pointing to God. And the most common refrain I hear, the most common response is usually, citing something extreme, right? One of these extreme tragedies or horrendous things that I'm paraphrasing. And I'm never able to articulate, with the wisdom that you do here, to kind of work away from that. Can you maybe help me, and I'm sure others here run into the same issue, right? We want to try to demonstrate the positivity and the awareness of God and the singularity of everything that is created, but I find it difficult outside of this classroom to engage the conversation the way you do, to demonstrate that these aren't tragedies, these are creations of God, and they help us understand God in a different way.
So we, at the beginning of this class, if I'm not mistaken, I think you missed the beginning. So at the beginning of this class, that's a very practical question, by the way. We said Quran never finger points to any particular object or people creation, but human beings' false assumptions. false assumptions. And Quran teaches us do not or not to agree with the false ideas, not the creation. Look, false idea is my choice, but this idea does not exist, if you like. This is the theological base, which is summarized as non-existence, doesn't exist, whatever exists is good. So evil doesn't exist. Do you understand? Evil doesn't exist. So the creation is correct. For example, I am telling a lie. This, my typical example is, I am saying 2 plus 2 makes 5. Right? The man, a person here is created, and he's speaking 2 plus 2 makes 5. This is creation. Respect this creation, but never respect never respect that which doesn't exist. What is that? 2 plus 2 makes 5 doesn't exist. So we have to understand, for example, here, O you who believe. For example, the following verse we read in the prayer, O you human beings. It means whatever I am going to tell you, you have to understand the following statement by using your human qualities. O you who believe means whatever is going to follow, you have to understand under the lens of belief in God. So if you say, no, I'm not a believer, then you don't understand this, because it would sound meaningless to you. What does it mean? Although, hilarious things are going on in the world as a result of human choices, or is my observation of some sort of, they call it natural disasters. Okay, I don't like the disaster of the side of the event, but this is created for a purpose. Think about the wisdom in its creation. The best example is death. I am given the ability or the potentiality not to like death, okay? And giving the free will as well. So my free will goes along most of the time not to like death. So I don't like death. But be careful, I have no right to have a backbiting or any negative judgment about the existence of death. The existence of death is meaningful. The existence of death is perfect. It is created by the one who created me with life. It is created by the one who gave me the sense not to like death. So separate it. Separate. The very, very common phrase, which is difficult to understand, but not because theoretically it is difficult to understand, but unfortunately our understanding of religion is such that I reduce religion to certain institutional activities, but not my establishing my worldview. That's very new for some people. I'm not saying this is a new event. No, it has been since the Quran was revealed, since other scriptures was revealed, has been revealed. The human beings are reintroduced, to refine and to renew their worldview, saying that this world has a conscious creator. Every scripture repeats that. This world is not independent and happening by itself. Reinforced again and again. Why? In order to refresh our worldview. Anything exists has the right to exist because it has been preferred to exist by the one who gave existence to it. It is very simple. Anything doesn't exist is human imagination. You have every right to reject that which does not exist. Lies. For example, saying that the atom moves. What is that? It's the backbiting about atom. Molecules. Why?
And it moves?
They don't move.
Oh, they don't move.
Yeah. They are created in the moving position. Yeah. So that's why. Yeah, I'm not good at science either, don't worry. So that's a very simple example. No. For example, the volcano erupts. It doesn't erupt. It's created in this way. So see the wisdom in its creation. See the wisdom in its creation. And also see the wisdom in your fear of the volcano invasion or eruption. Run away from it, but don't say that it's a bad action. We have no right to say that it's a bad action and accuse the action, because consequently we will be accusing the Creator and not trying to see the wisdom in its existence. The world is full of wisdom. We have to see the wisdom in order to appreciate its Creator. If we turn blind to the wisdom side of the creation and criticize it, we deprive ourselves of knowing the Creator in the best way. So it is the God's choice. It is not the volcano's choice to erupt. It is innocent. It doesn't know. It is innocent. It's created in this way. Yeah, you pour water here, it goes down. Can you say that this water is very bad, it's going down? Coming through my ceiling? It shouldn't come? No, it is the way it is created. This is the way it is created. It has to come down because it's created in this way. Try to understand the wisdom in its creation. Take care of your responsibility. Never criticize the damned water. You disturbed or destroyed my carpet. The water will say, I am innocent, I don't know. That's why it is, backbiting is eating the meat of your brother. Brother, who is brother now? We think that the brothers are only men. Yeah, brethren in general. When Qur'an says brother, includes brothers, sisters, everyone, human race. No. The serious scholars said brothers are all creatures. All creatures are brothers, coming from same mother, same father, it's the same God. Do we learn? We have to learn how to be brothers of anything which exists. So when the mountain erupts, say, my brother is created, given existence in this way. So I have to run away now. Yeah, no criticize. Mind your business. Do not criticize anybody else. There was some. Yeah.
So in that sense, gossip and backbiting is good.
What?
Right?
What?
But you can't say it's bad.
What?
Because God preferred for it to exist.
No, that's your choice.
No. But it exists. There is
No.
something called gossiping.
But
It
no,
exists.
it is meaningless. Come on.
No,
So you prefer it. For example,
it exists.
No, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't
not an
exist. We've
existence.
been talking about it for 2 hours.
2 plus 2 makes 5. Existence side of it, false assumption of it by human beings. So we are we are advised not to fall into lying, insulting, or denying the truth. But we have given the option, but the option of denial, lying, has no in reality existence. But the action is created. Okay, I am given freedom. Yes, I am experiencing the freedom. But through freedom, I am telling a lie. And this lie doesn't exist. For example, this brother's name is Asim. I am saying it's not Asim. It is, let's say, Muslim Muhammad. So Muhammad, his being Muhammad doesn't exist. But my saying that he is Muhammad exists, and this is a good reason. There is a good reason in its existence. You can know what's right, what's wrong, and you take your stand and make your decision accordingly, and you will say, lying is not true, not correct. I'm not going to lie. This man was lying, and this wasn't bad. That lying was bad. So you learn it, that in order to exercise the free will, we have to have two options. One of them really exists. The other one is my imaginary assumption. That is the result of free will. We are given the option to, for example, do you think the animals or plants or inanimate beings lie? No. Only conscious being, human being with free will, chooses lie. That is why unbelief doesn't exist in reality. But unbeliever as a created being exists. But unbelief has no existence. You cannot say that who created unbelief? No, it doesn't exist. Well, I'm saying this building has no architect. Is there such thing that this building has no architect? No. It is called non-existent. Non-existent is evil. That's what we call evil. Evil does not have an existence. Whatever exists is good. That's what we have to understand. We have to refresh our mind. If you like, we have to reboot our way of looking at the universe. It's not easy if we just say that, oh, believe in God is okay, I believe in God, and it is not difficult either, but belief doesn't consist of only saying that this universe is a creator. Yeah, it is good, it is right, it is just a beginning. So you have to go further what this statement's implications are. We have to go further.
Okay, so one point just for clarification purposes. So anything, okay, based on my perception, if I perceive an event carrying some kind of negative connotation, that would fall, regardless of me associating it to the source, but that would fall under backbiting. If any
Backbiting or passing judgment.
Okay, good.
On things. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Number two, earlier I believe we have mentioned that hadith about the Prophet when the companions suspected him being with, like with his wife. Okay, as a person, if I am doing something that is, okay, I have a friend, she feels that I'm doing something and she suspects that I'm doing something, and as a person, if I feel that she's suspecting me,
No, there's a possibility that another person may suspect, may be suspicious about you. That's your judgment.
So I'm putting myself in the shoes of the Prophet. So for example,
Yeah,
he suspected, his companion is suspecting me that I'm with this woman. So because that existed, like that thought of his existed. So he felt inclined to
That's your
justify himself.
That's your duty. Because it is, you are given the sense that people may misunderstand and suspect about me. That's your duty to prevent suspicion. But you cannot say that I should suspect. No.
Oh, yes, no. But
No,
if I
you
suspect
cannot
that,
suspect.
If I suspect that I'm being suspected,
Yeah.
do I?
Don't pass judgment on other people.
Oh, okay.
So, but that is your duty to prevent other people from being suspicious about you.
Okay.
That's your duty. You cannot say that, don't suspect about me. No. But because this sense is given to you, utilize this sense.
Okay.
So, yeah. I think you haven't finished. Carry on.
Yeah, I think I'm still confused. So if I do suspect that somebody's suspecting me, I should just ignore it?
No.
So should I justify myself?
No.
Okay.
If you feel something that, look, I need to clarify something, do it.
Okay.
Yeah, but this person is being suspicious is not our point.
Okay, good.
So whatever you feel it, if you didn't know, for example, I'm gossiping, I'm backbiting about you. You didn't know, what can you do? Nothing. But if you know that I am being or making a judgment about you, and if you want to help me, that's your duty to help me. But my being judgmental is wrong on my side.
Okay, get it.
So there is a principle. If you really carefully read the Quran, you will understand that Quran only says, mind your business. Yeah, if you think that this attitude, this idea is wrong, somebody is doing something wrong, the Quran says, okay, mind your business, learn and don't do it.
Okay, and don't
So if you can prevent the wrongdoing, don't hate the creation. There's a difference. Yeah, the act of creation is different from the non-existent things that human beings are producing. So the last
I had another third point. So that is clear. Thank you.
okay.
So you mentioned about, okay, I'm just trying to read the verse. Would any of you like to eat the flesh of his dead brother? So I think we understand now what brother means. It's like
Yeah.
creation. The flesh, what is flesh?
For example, just an example, because you are eating, it means you are partially killing the man's existence in your world. If I say, for example, Eric has 100 different characters. Okay? 5 of them are bad, 95 of them are nice. As far as I am concerned, 5% of Eric is dead. Because they are bad for me.
So in my
And
perspective,
I know what I did, I ate the 5% of Eric. As far as I am concerned, that's an analogy. As far as I am concerned, I am making this man dead for me. And I am eating it. And as far as I am concerned,
Okay.
that's an analogy.
so I'm not respecting creation, in other words.
Yeah, not respecting the creation. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Not respecting the creation of that thing. But if you don't agree with one of my behavior, don't agree with this behavior, but don't criticize my existence. Don't criticize my existence.
Okay.
Right? So the Quran, the verse carries on, be conscious of God. Do you understand the conclusion? Be conscious of God. Do you understand the conclusion? Why?
That's presented by the creator for me to make.
Be conscious of God means,
Be conscious of the creator.
Respect.
yeah,
creation.
and respect creation by respecting his creation. Yeah, consciousness, taqwa. Now, we have many different kinds of understanding of taqwa. All of them are right in their own context. But in this context, don't eat the flesh of your dead brother. Be conscious of its creator. In this context, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, but difficult to apply. I know, it's difficult to apply, but we have to train ourselves. Unfortunately, we don't see that religion is this kind of things. We think that religion is something else. No, the foundations of religion is this kind of understanding the word view. How do you regard the word view? Right? But for example, I'll tell you one typical example narrated in Muslim history a lot. When Prophet came from Mecca to Medina, he didn't know the Meccan people are not farmers. So Medinian people are farmers. They know how to grow the dates, etc. So they know farming. But the Prophet came there, doesn't know he's a human being. Prophet is different, but human side is different. If you have not trained in farming, you don't know farming. But you are a prophet, don't forget. That is a prophet. It means his mission is what? Be careful here. You will have an interesting interpretation of the thing, of this event. His mission is what? The mission of the prophet is to teach people how to farm. It's not prophet, it's the farmers. Farmers teach them, or I don't know, engineers of agriculture teach them. Huh? Agricultural engineering teach them how to farm. Prophet is here what? How to live in this world, even while you are doing agriculture, to be conscious of the Creator, God. So connect yourself to God. And act in respect of God's act of creation. Right? So comes to Medina and finds that the people are pruning the palm trees, cutting them. Is it right? Mm-hmm. Pruning? Yeah. The branches of the plants, some plants. For example, I know from my personal experience, if we didn't prune the vine leaves or whatever you call them, plant, you get no grapes. I grew in a house where there was a vine in front of my house. So I know from my experience. So the prophet came and said, why do you cut these trees, these branches? Oh, the people misunderstood the prophethood and farming. So there's a prophet, yeah? He didn't want us to cut, they didn't cut. So they didn't prune. Look at this, look at this. But it happens a lot. Be careful. In our life, how we understand, how we treat religion is very sensitive. So the following season, there was no enough harvest. Yeah. And there was then scarcity of food, something, and then people said, the prophet said, what happened? Why? He said, you asked us not to prune it, whatever the plant was. And we didn't, but if you don't, it doesn't grow. I said, I'm not a farmer. I am a prophet teaching you how to connect God in your daily life. Yeah, my mission is to teach you these plants are created to teach you who your creator is. Why do you cut them? If you said, look, oh prophet, if you cut them, they will, if you like, exalt the names or how do you say, glorify God even better. What do you think the prophet would say? Oh, cut them, because we want glorification. That's my mission, to teach you how to really connect ourselves through the creation, reading and seeing the glorification taking place in this universe. So the point is being conscious of God. In your farming, in your trade, whatever, be conscious of God. That is the prophetic mission. That is our ultimate goal. The others are temporary means. You see the difference? Yeah? Prophetic mission is there in creation. Seeing the manifestations of the qualities of God manifesting themselves in the creation, connecting yourself to the Creator, and that is the mission of the Prophet, to teach us how. That's why when the Quran says ikhwan, akhi, or your brother, who's my brother? Everything which helps me, brings me the news from its creator is my brother, teaching me who my Lord is. Yeah. For God is an acceptor of repentance and merciful. Why? We always make mistakes. Don't worry. So when you make mistakes, go and say, repent, and say, I'm sorry, I forgot again. You know, I'm being selfish, saying that this weather is horrible, or this animal is ugly. So we do that. You know, this man is horrible. You know, the Jews or Christians are, make judgments every day. We do. This is a stupid guy. You know, don't worry about it. Forget. So make judgments every day. Repent. Don't worry. God forgives you. Just accept that we have committed a mistake, made a mistake. And he's merciful. Don't worry. Merciful towards what? His creatures, including you. Yep. So God doesn't punish you. Don't worry. Just accept. If you don't accept, you punish yourself. You think that there is evil in the creation. So you live with evil world. You will suffer for it. You will be suspicious about everything. You know, whatever you do, oh, there is danger. You know, once upon a time, something happened. A child was damaged because of this. 6 billion people has to suffer for another 10 years not to be in this position. One event happened. So suspicion is everywhere. Not trust. We are not in the world that we trust human beings. We trust creatures. No, not the civilization. Have you seen any civilization who teaches you we have to trust creation? Unless we have obvious evidence. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanak la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alim al-hakim. Akhir da'wahum alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Al-Fatiha. So alhamdulillah, who created, praise be to God, who created a cold weather, a hot weather, and alhamdulillah, the class ends now. Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much. Inshallah, Saturday, Wednesday, we will carry on.